Hey guys, Diana here from Garden Love. Today I came to visit a farm not very far from me, and I'll put all the information down below so you guys can actually come and visit them in the weekends. On Saturdays they have great breakfast, and this is my first time here because I've been working weekends. This is my first Saturday off. I'm super excited. It was on my to-do list to come and visit this farm. I'm excited. I asked the owner and the owner's son if they can give us a tour, and they agreed to it, so I'm excited to bring you guys along. Honestly guys, you guys have been noticing that I haven't been posting a lot of videos, and that's because I've been kind of in the slums, a little discouraged and a little overwhelmed, to be quite honest with you. The floor, you guys know how hard it is to put trees in the ground. We did order an auger, so we're going to be making this job a lot better and easier for me to get trees in the ground. However, now we're in the middle of the heat, so I don't want to put my trees just yet because they're probably not going to do so well with the heat being over 100 degrees. So I'm going to wait probably till the end of summer to start putting trees in the ground. But I'm happy to bring you guys along this tour to give you guys ideas, to give me inspiration and hope and encouragement to continue this journey that I have here at Garden Love's Homestead. Come along guys, I'm going to introduce you guys so you guys can see. As you guys can see, their entryway, that you can already see tons of trees that they have growing here. They have an orchard that they started here to the right of me. They have oak trees like my property does, so those are always so nice for shade. They are creating a beautiful privacy wall here. As you can see, they're going to continue right here. Every Saturday they have a little stand here with some of their fresh produce, eggs and breakfast. It was amazing. I gotta say that the food was amazing. We already enjoyed that breakfast. We wanted to make sure that we ate first before we started on the tour. And as you can see here, there's more fruit trees. There's a guava tree that I can tell. There's citrus, there's figs, there's pomegranate, and it just looks amazing. I mentioned to them that, come with me guys. I mentioned to them that I'm having a very hard time with the things that I'm growing on my hillside, with the bunnies getting to them, the squirrels. They say that they have the same exact problems, and today we're going to see how they're doing it, how they're able to grow so much produce just a couple miles away from my house, which means we're practically in the same microclimate. They're having the same issues that I'm having, and I'm going to learn today, and hopefully you guys can learn as well how they're doing it, how they're able to grow all of this food here and not have the bunnies eat them, not have, you know, gophers suck them down. So I am eager to learn about how they're doing it, how it's possible in this area. So let's go ahead and meet our new friend. All right friends, so here's our friend Guido. He's actually going to tell us more about their farm, what they're doing, and as you can tell that today they're working on a project to make this place more beautiful than what it already is. They're adding beautiful flowers, mulch. I love the mulch that they're putting. I love the color, very natural, and as you guys know, I preach about adding mulch to all your plants because it really does make a difference when it comes to retaining moisture and helping the plants grow. So let's go meet Guido and see what he has to say and what he has to show us. Hi Guido.
Hi Diana.
Thanks for having us here. We're super excited to learn more about your farm and what you guys are doing here, how you guys are making it possible with the issues of the squirrels and the bunnies and gophers. I see that you guys have a fig tree that's succeeding despite the fact that we have gophers here.
Yeah.
I love what you guys are doing here. So tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
Well, we're a family farm. We've been cultivating since 2015, so we're very new to the farming business.
Okay.
But we're learning a lot each year, and my focus this year is to kind of amend my existing soil for my vegetables, of course.
Okay.
We're playing around with a lot of posts for shade. As you can see over here in my barbecue area, we have a little bit going on, mainly for social events. But the idea is to bring this concept down to the vegetables area.
Okay.
Just because at this time of year, during the summer, when you plant things, a lot of things tend to flower, and that kind of makes the plant inedible.
Yeah.
So my intention is to prevent the flowering by providing coverage with shade, and then making sure the soil is rich in nutrients so that it can really produce as optimally as I can.
That's awesome, awesome. And I see that you guys are growing tons of vegetables. If you guys want to look behind, And the vegetables look great. You guys have set up irrigation, and what are you guys doing to prevent the gophers from going in there?
Yeah, if you guys want to take a tour, I can show you a little
Sure.
bit because we've been experimenting. For
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think we started about 3 months ago now,
Okay.
and there's a local shop that sells a lot of irrigation tools.
Uh-huh.
And something I saw on a different, I was looking at YouTube videos one day. I saw a guy planting with Avery netting
Okay.
underneath, which is essentially like chicken wire.
Right.
So with these rows, we started this in February, March, and we can come inside so you can see better.
Okay.
But essentially, each of my beds has Avery netting underneath.
Oh, I see.
So the gophers can't really bite through the metal
Okay.
so much.
And your dad did mention this is also another thing we can talk about afterwards. So I'm very interested in that because I have a really bad bunny problem right now.
Definitely.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So you guys added like this mesh under, you guys added soil, and then put the plants. And the plants, the roots can go through it, but the gophers won't be able to get to the plant.
So what we did was this mesh is 3 feet wide and about 50 feet long. We can cut it as we need. So what we did first was we put the metal mesh, and there is actually a layer of cardboard as well.
Oh, okay.
And then we brought in some soil that's supposed to be organic and rich in nutrient. So these Swiss chards were planted about almost 3 months ago.
Okay.
And they're doing okay considering the heat these days. I'm watering them right now, as you can see. And some you can kind of tell they're a little droopy right now. So
just because the heat's getting to them, but that's normal when it's this high.
Right. So that's where the shade comes in.
Ah, I see what you're saying now.
My intention is to plant one shade in each corner, one halfway, and then I wanted to be able to cover at least 4 of my beds at a time. So I'm working towards that. I just got my auger recently.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be drilling holes, putting my posts with cement and gravel.
Okay.
And ideally they won't be droopy as much with the shade.
Right.
And
so you can extend some of these grow mainly in the winter and they don't do as well in the middle of the summer. But adding the shade, you're creating a microclimate that allows them to extend the life of the plant, and you can grow them longer period of time.
Exactly. So
it's a great plan.
I do farmers markets, so I try to have bundles of Swiss chard.
Right.
And when they're young and I need it, I'll cut them young when I need salad mix too.
Got it.
So
I love it.
Here's just one example, and what I wanted to point out was the walkways don't have the metal mesh.
Okay.
So if you look around, there are some gopher mounds.
I do. I can tell by the way this gravel is. So when you see little pebbles like this, that's how I can tell that gophers have been around. Because the way they dig up the soil in their tunnels, they just make these tiny little gravels. And yeah, I can tell that they've been here, but they haven't gone into your vegetables. So that's great. You put the vegetables maybe 6 inches from the ending of the mesh. So really smart.
Yeah, so we're learning, like I said. I'm realizing too that I have to figure out something for the walkways. I have watched some movies too where they recommend putting up owl boxes in your trees.
Right.
They'll come
I've
at
seen
night.
that too.
I don't really want to use poison because I feel like it'll affect.
Yeah, you don't want it around your produce, of course.
So I will look into traps.
Yes.
There's sonar devices I know of.
Yeah.
But from what I realize is that you can only mitigate it about 90%. It's never going to be 100%.
100%, yeah.
And that's okay as long as you plant enough for them and for the people.
Right. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I only planted enough for me, and now they had it all.
Exactly.
So yeah.
It's fun. It's a learning curve. We literally just started with seeds in the ground and watering it with a hose. So we worked our way up to drip lines, and we do have sprinklers, but you want to use those early morning or late afternoon.
So the sun doesn't get to the leaves while they're wet.
Exactly.
Got it, got it.
And then on the right here, I have these first 3 rows are sugar baby watermelon.
Sugar baby watermelon. I was just about to ask you that, because so this is, see, I'm new to growing. My biggest thing has always been, as my subscribers know, growing fruit trees in containers. I've done some vegetables here and there, but where I used to live, there wasn't enough sun for them or space for them to grow. So this is definitely something that I'm interested in getting into and learning more about. So I see that they're still small. So I was discouraged because I felt like a lot of things weren't growing fast enough. But I mean, you guys are just starting. So this is probably the right time to start the watermelons here in Southern California.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, these plants love sun, and they need space too. I think it's about at least 3 feet apart.
Okay.
Because they will vine out, kind of like a zucchini. And these are actually my zucchini plants.
I saw that. All my zucchini plants got devoured by bunnies. So I have no zucchini plants right now. These look great.
These look great, and then you can see what the gophers are doing.
Yeah, so they ate those.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what I'm dealing with. And I'm also playing around with raised beds. We have these cement blocks all over the farm, so...
Okay, oh yeah, let's go take a look at those.
This I did about in May.
Okay.
And I put the blocks first. I bought this other metal mesh that was 6 feet wide.
Okay.
And I did put cardboard as well. And this time around I wanted to focus on soil depth.
Okay.
So that the root structure can get nice and strong. There are signs of fungi in the center right there. They're drying out, but I know that is a good thing. They're kind of like symbiotic, the fungi with the soil. But I'm also realizing now, like for example, these red plants in the center are amaranth.
Okay.
And I transplanted these because they were volunteers. We planted them every summer, and I kind of have more volunteers on the outskirts.
Right.
Right here, these are more amaranth. And what I'm realizing is the ones I transplanted in the bed aren't growing as fast as the ones in the soil itself.
So they maybe like more condensed soil because that's what we have here, and maybe they're not too crazy about as much water as you're giving them here.
Probably, yeah, you're probably right. I'm still kind of learning, but it's cool. I mean, what I like about the amaranth is that it loves the sun. I think it's a summer crop for sure. And I mean, it's a beautiful plant.
Yeah, and I see that you guys did some raised beds even with wood, and I like this to share with my subscribers because I always like to give them ideas on how easy it can be. And just, you can get pieces of wood, you can get center blocks, you can get just galvanized mesh or chicken wire, put on the ground and start growing directly in the ground. So there's so many ways that people can start growing their own food and fruits. They just need to have a little inspiration, and I'm hoping that this video actually helps them as much as it's helping me.
Absolutely. I think as long as you try, and just to keep in mind that it's never going to be perfect, but it's always rewarding when you get to harvest your own vegetables and you get to eat it for dinner time.
Awesome. So most of my subscribers follow me because of fruit trees.
Great.
Would you like to share some fruit trees that you have here in the farm? And I would like to start, if it's okay. I noticed you guys have an avocado tree there, which I've been told, and I've tried to grow an avocado, it's been very difficult. So maybe you can tell me about how you're doing it in this microclimate, which is pretty much the same microclimate I'm in.
Sure. Yeah, we can check it out if you'd like.
Just walk up. Alright, so you guys can see here they have some avocado trees, and here's another one. This is really encouraging for me because you guys know that I've been afraid to put my avocado tree in the ground due to the fact that we have harsh summers and then they don't like the frost that we get. So you mentioned that you guys, how long have they been in there?
About a year now.
A year, okay.
Yeah, they were about half this height when we planted them.
Oh, okay, so they're small.
So lately we've just been keeping on top of the water, and we haven't been implementing any fertilizer yet, nor covering them during the winter with plastic like it's recommended. So this is just kind of like sheer luck, but our intention is to eventually learn more and get better at it. Because yeah, this is like a valley. We're in the valley.
Yes.
So it's like a nice heat desert climate.
Right, right.
And I just know I love avocados, and that's why I wanted to plant them.
Yes.
And I feel like once we kind of master our craft more and more, we'll be more successful at them, you know, surviving. Because we have planted some in the past, and sadly they didn't make it.
Yes.
But we don't want to give up.
That's good. And are these two different varieties, or are they the same variety?
Good question. I don't remember.
I'll look at this one while you look at that one. So this is a Fuerte avocado. So Fuerte, I've heard that they do really well. That's the one that's been recommended to me by my subscribers to actually give it a try in my weather. So maybe that's the key.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a good start. We're definitely gonna have to come back and see how they're doing and give you guys an update to encourage you guys more who also want to grow avocados, who live in similar climates like us. So is there other trees that you have succeed in this climate that you want to share with us that you think would be a good idea maybe for myself or other people to start growing?
Sure, yeah, definitely the pomegranate trees.
Okay, let's go take a look. So these are your pomegranates that are doing very well here in your farm. And I noticed they're not the same pomegranates that I'm growing. They actually have white and yellow petals and flowers. Oops, I dropped one. Compared to what I'm growing, which is the most common typical one. So you said that there is a yellow and pink here?
Yes, I'm pretty sure one of these is a pink pomegranate.
Okay.
Which I just remember tasting the sweetest compared to the yellow and the red ones.
Okay.
And I've just noticed that they do fine in this climate.
Okay. And they actually have really pretty nice foliage. I mean, the other one's pretty nice too, but this looks more like an ornamental or like great to do a privacy wall. They don't look as messy as the red pomegranates, which is kind of interesting because I've never personally seen, and you guys can see there's the fruit there already, and it's kind of yellowish greenish, turning yellow here. So
yes, we pruned these in late February, early March.
Okay.
And we're making sure we're watering, of course, and so far so good. They're getting thicker and more luscious each year, and of course they go to sleep during the winter time, but they always come back. And yeah, it's something that thrives in this climate, so I do recommend it.
Okay, so pomegranate, it's the way to go. You guys have tons of citrus. I had an orange juice, which was amazing here at your breakfast area, and I noticed that they were picking them from the trees right here, which was even better. You know that they're freshly picked and they're delicious.
Thank you. Yeah, they are the Valencia oranges, and we are near Valencia, so it's just perfect. And very tiny orchard, but our intention is to expand it, especially along the roadsides.
Yes, I see that.
Because we do have an area that has a lot of shade from the pepper trees.
Okay.
But we don't really aim to harvest that, so moving forward we'd love to create natural shade with trees that we can also pick for the farmers markets.
Yes.
For the farm stand.
I love that. It's such a good idea.
Yeah.
That's my goal one day, to like have something similar to this. And this is very inspiring. I love what you guys are doing. You guys have your chickens and sell your fresh organic chicken eggs, I mean, and you guys cook the breakfast with that. So I thought that was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. And do you guys propagate any of your trees? Because I noticed you guys have big pots with little cuttings in there.
These we actually did get from a nursery.
Oh, okay.
And our intention is to also learn how to do it.
Right.
But we have a nice relationship with a nursery in Carpinteria.
Okay.
So Ventura County, from here only an hour away.
Right.
And they do great work out there. But yeah, we do offer it to the customers, of course. Yeah. But then our intention is also to plant some here at the farm too.
Oh, fun.
So we're learning.
Yeah, I noticed you guys have a berry patch here, blueberry. Did you guys figure out a way how to make the soil more acidically? I don't know if that's the right word to use, because I know that they like the acid soil.
Yes, that's true. These were a gift We planted them because there was some kind of accident at this farm that they were at.
Oh, okay.
So they actually got pulled out, and they were gonna get rid of them. So we said, hey, you know, we'll take them off your hands.
That's like me. I'll take any plants, anything.
Yeah.
So I love that.
If they were still alive, they had their roots intact, and so far so good. I have seen some producing fruit already, but that is something else on my list, to test the soil to see what it's lacking or has too much of. And yeah, my intention is to give it what it needs,
right,
so that it can really thrive.
Awesome. I have some in containers, and they give me a handful of berries, so it's fun to go out there and pick them and just enjoy them. So all right, so I'm gonna take a walk and just see what else you guys have going on. Is there anything else you'd like to share that you feel that's done great here? Oh, a question, do you guys have bees?
Bees, we used to.
Okay.
We couldn't keep up with it.
Okay.
There is a neighbor down the road who's very good at it, and he did ask us if he could keep some of his boxes on land.
Right.
We said, of course.
Yes, they'll help pollinate everything, and then it'll help him get some honey.
Exactly. So he couldn't keep up with it as well anymore, so we kind of let it go.
Okay.
But yeah, it's one of those things where
there's always so much to do, and you have to figure out what's gonna come first.
Exactly.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna take a look. I want to thank you for this tour and the lessons you gave us today. I feel like I learned a lot, and I'm so inspired to get back into the garden, because I haven't been in the garden as much as I think I should have, because just kind of been like kind of stuck, because I'm new to growing in the ground, and I've been so discouraged from everything being taken from the bunnies and the gophers. So I feel that this is very encouraging, and I'm gonna get back at it.
All right.
Thank you so much. So I appreciate you welcoming us to come and do a tour.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey friends, guess what I found? I actually found a passion fruit vine that's growing along here. I'm gonna ask him how long this has been here and how has it been during the winter when the frost comes in. This is actually very encouraging. You guys know that I'm trying to do the same thing to one of my fence, and as you guys can see here, it is growing great for them, and it has tons of fruit. And ooh, I can't wait. This is very encouraging, guys. We don't live far from each other, a couple miles away, and as you guys can see, they're doing it, so that means I can do it too, and I can't wait. Passion fruit is looking really good.